know what y'all gonna think, Naj, why are you breaking down this matchup? Look, this one still has big implications, right? Because when we look at Clemson and down the stretch, and this is why I said about Florida State, like you don't have too many big games coming up after this one with Miami, which is why it's important for them to win. But if you Clemson, you got to get it together, right? You got to beat North Carolina. You got Boston College, SMU, Duke, Florida State, right? Big game, can help you out a lot, especially if they're ranked. Louisville, right? It's 4-0. They got a big game. We'll talk about that later on in the show, right? Handle your business against Louisville. It's another game that can help you. Furman, and then can South Carolina get back ranked? Already 2 losses. Can South Carolina make some noise, get back ranked? That can help your resume too. So that's why I say it's not necessarily over for Clemson. You can get in my opinion, with a 9-3 record, right? It's not like you lost to Troy, right? You lost to a really good Georgia Tech team who's 5-0. And Syracuse loss looks ugly because they just got pummeled by Duke, right? 30-3. Lord. But mess around, let Duke be ranked. Duke got a big game against California this weekend, right? Those things will help you. That's what I said. The schedule's formidable enough for Clemson. If they can get it going, they might have an outside chance of getting in there, right? So, but it starts with North Carolina. You got to handle business, right? And as Coach Dabo has said, right, they're not playing good football, right? But it starts with a spark. Starts with a big play. We know about Adam Randall and what he's been doing in the backfield this year for you, right? He's been complimentary. He's been running the ball at a high level. But for Clemson, it all starts with your quarterback. It starts with Cade Klubnik. He has not looked good. It looks like he has regressed. And coming in, he was the ACC Player of the Year. All eyes were on Clemson. Clemson was deemed as a title favorite this year because of all the NFL roster of talent they brought back and their quarterback. But the quarterback has looked pedestrian, to say the least. He's looked pedestrian, and he shouldn't be. Now, I know you've been battling injuries with TJ Moore, who's been in and out of the lineup, but you got Brian Wesco. We've seen him, did his thing against Georgia Tech, 7 catches, 126 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's dangerous, and he shouldn't be. Now, I know you've been battling injuries with TJ Moore, who's been in and out of the lineup, but you got Brian Wesco. We've seen him, did his thing against Georgia Tech, 7 catches, 126 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's dangerous, right? Get him the ball in space, let him cook, right? TJ Moore, Antonio Williams, right? You got the weapons. Now, the offensive line, under the tutelage of Matt Luca, has not been the best for Clemson. Has to be better. We've seen them kind of get exposed against LSU, right? But can you do enough on the road against North Carolina, a team, I know a lot of people are slighting and saying they're not that good and in the rebuild mode. Still won't be an easy game, but you got to handle your business. And it starts building that momentum early and beating a North Carolina team, right? Team that lost their quarterback, a team that's still figuring it out, right? And a team under head coach Bill Belichick, they're just not quite there yet, right? They got more things they got to figure out, right? And, can they take that next step? Gio Lopez has been turning over the ball, So if you Clemson, you got to be opportunistic, right? You got Avion Terrell, Khalil Barnes, some of the better pieces in the secondary in the country, right? You got a Sammy Brown and you got a Woody Woodass, right? You got a TJ Parker and a Peter Woods. Make them make mistakes. Make them turn over the football. And we know running the ball is not a specialty, right? So if he's having to drop back and pass that ball a lot, you feel pretty good if you're Clemson because you got the playmakers on the outside to make plays and draw the ball loose. So if you Clemson, in this game, you can make them one-dimensional. Make them throw the ball in the air, capitalize, and you should win this game pretty handily. I'm going with the Clemson Tigers. I think they got too much. I think they're just too good. And I know everybody's going to write them off. But again, if you're Clemson, it starts with one game. Getting that victory, and you've seen the schedule, right? Is it favorable? Sure. Does it help them out? Sure. But at the same time, if you Clemson, it starts with one win, and then you got some resume-building wins in here. You just need the teams that you play to handle business. You need Louisville to be undefeated when you play them on the road. You need Florida State to be ranked when you play them at home, right? Early in November. Those November games are going to be very critical. Duke, you need Duke to continue to win the ACC. They might have 2 losses already, but if they 5-2, 6-2 when you play them, you might be looking at a ranked spot. It might be lower, top 25. But again, that could help you out a lot. I'm going with Clemson, man. I think they handle business. I got them winning by 17, man. 38-17 victory. Clemson should handle business, man, going up against, obviously, North Carolina, on the road.